you start looking up about pancreatic cancer, you read statistics. Statistics say 20% of people get to go into surgery. 10% of those get to have the surgery. 5% of those, they'll take out most of it, and 2% of it, they will get all the cancer. At the time I had my surgery, 5% of the people that had surgery would live for another 5 years. When I hit that 5-year marker, I had a new oncologist. I'd seen him for the first time, and he says, I have to tell you, out of all my patients and all the patients I inherited, you are my only, like you. We are in this together. And he says, but you know what 5 years means, don't you? And I said, it's a good sign. And he says, it is. 2 months later, he had to tell me that my cancer was back.
Hey guys, are you ready to get started? Come this way.
ReBUILD is a CrossFit program specifically for cancer survivors. So we have the same methodologies of CrossFit, functional fitness, constantly varied high intensity, but we focus our programming on the specific needs of cancer survivors.
My husband had been doing CrossFit for a while, and I would hear all the stuff that he was doing, and I said, I just can't do that. When this program came, it didn't say CrossFit, it said functional fitness. I said, that's exactly what I need. And so I came to my first class, and Sami said, welcome to the first CrossFit class for cancer survivors. And I'm like, oh, wait, this is CrossFit?
ReBUILD brings cancer survivors a specific place that they feel comfortable walking in the door. Our coaches are trained to understand cancer, but also know the CrossFit methodologies.
Pull those feet under your hips. I want your arms straight out, thumbs up, big chest, lean forward slightly, and stand up. Yeah, you all just did a squat, right?
I was actually working in healthcare and saw a big disparity between sort of the needs of the general populace and the fitness industry. When Sami first approached me to do ReBUILD, it was a no-brainer. It is this diverse community of people that have sort of historically been underserved by fitness.
So it was almost exactly a year ago, like this week, that I ended up in the ICU. And then they diagnosed me with stage 4B Hodgkin's lymphoma, the easy cancer and highly treatable.
The mentality was, you know, when our patients are in chemotherapy or our patients are in treatment like radiation, we just want them to rest. And so I was really seeing a lot of referrals where a cancer survivor was 2, 3, 4 years down the road. They were going back to their oncologist and saying, why do I not feel like myself?
I was 89 pounds when I met her first, and she literally, I was so weak that she had to work with me on just standing up properly.
She was probably the first one where I was almost like, guys, I don't think this is a good idea.
And so when I got there, they were so awesome though, because I didn't feel like I was smaller than anybody else. I knew that I had to build muscle, but I didn't feel any less than. It was great.
After my Whipple surgery, I asked the doctor if I could exercise, and he immediately thought of weightlifting, and he says, you can't lift anything more than 2 pounds. I found out that a t-shirt weighs almost a pound. You can't lift more than 2 t-shirts.
Exercise, in my opinion, is the pixie dust for cancer survivors, because so many of the treatments lead to functional deconditioning, more sedentary behavior, and so exercise is really important for those survivors.
My husband's reaction when I came home from that class was, you're going next week, aren't you? He says, if you're not going, I'm taking you. He could see a difference in me in one night.
Sami and I clicked right away, and she told me about this program. I started in the second session, and I'm blessed to have a boss that is actually a CrossFitter. So she was like, absolutely, go. I need to be lifting heavy things, like legitimately heavy things. I have my husband to thank for one of that. He pushed me in class one day. He said, you can totally lift this.
I had a bump on my neck. They called me, we come back, and lets me know that, hey, you've got cancer. To this point in day, I don't ever think I was sick. I don't want to think about that anymore, because it's a part of my life that's gone, and it doesn't need to be here with me anymore. And my part of my life is I'm looking to get stronger and help myself with my wife get stronger.
People tell you, you can't do this. And so then anytime that you're presented a challenge, the first thing you say is, I can't do that. You've got to get all that stuff flushed out of your head and feel good about yourself, start building the muscle, and feel strong.
The number one side effect for cancer survivors is fatigue. And this is fatigue that you can't sleep out of, you can't nutritionally make changes, it's fatigue. And the only thing that we know that turns that fatigue around is exercise.
But now he's gonna follow you. I started riding him in 6th grade, so he's literally been there for me with every single thing. He's my best friend. Couldn't do it without him. I don't think I could have done everything that I'm doing now. I don't think I could have done that before I was sick. So I would say I'm stronger now than I have ever been in my entire life.
I have completely changed my body composition since I've been here since January. It's everything. This class is amazing. And you know, we don't even have to share our stories. It's just there.
I like that the members of our gym can see people from Build and, you know, be a part of that. And so I think that having our membership be a part of a larger mission is really, really important. And I think Build fits into that really nicely.
Cancer doesn't affect you just physically, it affects you emotionally because it steals from you. It takes your energy, it takes your image, and it eats up your life. And even if you knock it, it's not gone. The fear that it's coming again is always there. When you're at Build, you don't think about that fear. You think about the next lift and counting out how many you're doing. You're focused on what you're doing. You have a different image of yourself because of cancer. It's destroyed a part of your body. It's destroyed a part of you. So Build helps to return that. It gives you control. You can say, I'm fighting this cancer. If I can do Build, I can fight this cancer.
Go, Vicky, we're putting some 45s on that. Add those up, baby. That's what I'm saying. We're putting the big weights on next time. Do you hear her?